We see it overhead during a heavy storm. Millions of volts of static charge accumulate in the atmosphere, eventually releasing as violent lightning strikes. That exact same buildup of stationary charge happens down on the ground, too. In industrial settings, the microscopic friction between dry particles, like wheat moving through a grain silo, can accumulate enough static electricity to trigger massive spontaneous explosions. Humans have observed these forces for millennia. The ancient Greeks noticed that rubbing a piece of amber allowed it to mysteriously attract lightweight particles like dust and feathers. In fact, the Greek word for amber, electron, gave us the root of the word electricity. By observing these interactions, early physicists deduced a fundamental rule: opposite charges attract each other, and identical charges repel. But this simple observation created a profound philosophical puzzle. If two charged particles are separated by a complete vacuum, how does one particle actually sense the other one in order to push or pull it? This concept, known as action at a distance, describes objects interacting without any physical mechanism connecting them. It was a logical paradox so troubling that it even made Isaac Newton deeply uncomfortable with his own physics. This diagram shows Coulomb's torsion balance, the first successful attempt to quantify the exact force interacting between two isolated point charges. Coulomb proved the electrostatic force is proportional to the size of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Move the charges twice as far apart, and the force between them drops to a quarter of its original strength. Looking at these two equations side by side, we see an identical mathematical drop-off. The electrostatic force falls away over distance in the exact same inverse square pattern as the law of gravity. But there was a catch. Coulomb's brute force math precisely calculated the amount of force, but it still offered zero explanation for how that force was actually being transmitted across the empty gap. To solve the paradox of action at a distance, physicists stopped looking at the particles themselves and started analyzing the empty space between them. This led to the concept of the electric field. Every charge alters the physical fabric of the space surrounding it, projecting an invisible three-dimensional web into the void. Physicists map this alteration using field lines. Here, arrows radiate outward from a single positive charge. Field strength is read by line density. They are crowded together near the particle where the field is strong and spread apart where it is weak. When we map a positive and negative charge placed near each other, the visual changes completely. The field lines reach across the gap, forming continuous paths that physically connect the space between the two charges. Conversely, mapping two identical positive charges reveals a different structure. The field lines from each particle bend sharply away from one another, creating a boundary in the center where they refuse to intersect. This means a particle never actually reaches out and touches another particle. Instead, it only reacts to the invisible electric field it encounters at its exact location. The field itself is the intermediary. Coulomb's law works perfectly for isolated points, but it creates a massive computational bottleneck. Calculating the individual particle-to-particle force of millions of charges spread across a continuous physical object is mathematically impossible. To scale these calculations up to the real world, we measure electric flux. This diagram illustrates flux as the total amount of electric field lines passing through a given boundary. Flux entering a surface is negative, and flux leaving it is positive. This brings us to Gauss's law. Instead of calculating millions of individual field arrows, physicists draw an imaginary, perfectly symmetrical boundary, known as a Gaussian surface, completely enclosing the source charges. Because the surface is perfectly symmetrical, the complex geometry cancels itself out. Gauss proved that the total electric flux passing through this closed surface is simply proportional to the total net charge enclosed inside it. By abandoning brute force calculations and relying on the elegant symmetry of flux, engineers finally gained a practical mathematical toolkit. We could now calculate and manipulate macroscopic electric fields. Today, modern technology relies entirely on our ability to map and control these invisible fields, using the foundational rules established by Coulomb and Gauss. Standard office photocopiers and laser printers operate by drawing precise, micro-scale electrostatic maps on a drum, applying charge only to specific areas so that the ink toner is attracted to the exact shape of your document. On a more advanced level, engineers are manipulating dielectrics to create custom electrostatic friction. By altering the electric field beneath a device's glass surface, they can physically change the tactile resistance you feel when you swipe your finger across a touchscreen. At the highest levels of defense technology, these principles are used to engineer specialized dielectric coatings that can actively absorb and dampen incoming electromagnetic waves, forming the basis of real-time stealth applications. Static electricity manifests as a winter annoyance and a spectacular lightning strike. But by mapping how particles push and pull each other across a vacuum, we turned the invisible architecture of the universe into a precise tool for modern engineering.